Good evening, my friend, and welcome to a How to Stuck at iRacing production. My name's PDJ Zeller, the voice of Xcal Racing, and tonight we are here for the Xcal Racing All-Star event presented by Butt Kicker, and we are getting ready to go for three 25-lap segments with a ton on the line here at the Michigan International Speedway. So today in the booth with me, alongside will be Marty Xcal, also manning the play-by-play action, and as always, Doug Burns making the cameras work and adding some color commentary here. And Marty, as we get ready here on All-Star Weekend, it's already been an epic All-Star Weekend. We've had so many fun events. The guys have been enjoying themselves. We had the open race, which ended in a four-wide finish for the last spot to get into the Xcal All-Star race. And everything so far has been pointing towards this being a really special event.
I mean, what a week so far it's been, PD. I mean, the Open was just unbelievably incredible. Probably some of the best racing we've had all season. I mean, when it comes to super speedway racing, you'll get incredible racing. We had the best finish all season long, a four-wide photo finish between you, Jeff Edgar, Clinus LaBeouf, Austin Edwards. Incredible racing overall during the Open. That was 25 laps. Bunch of fun demo derby events. We had Chicken Little. We had Big Little happening on Monday. We just had a Bushwhacker event and a bunch of figure eight races happening earlier today. Drag raced on Monday night. The way this week has gone by, get your popcorn ready. Tonight's race is going to be nothing like we've seen this season.
Certainly not. And as we get ready for the start of this one, getting closer and closer, we're about 18 minutes away from the drop of the green flag. We're going to take this opportunity to talk to some of the stars in the cars tonight in this Xcal racing event. And Marty, I believe that you're right now tuning into the helmet of Art Hendren, who's actually going to be sitting on the outside of the front row. But most importantly, he won the fan vote.
Yeah, Art Hendren, our fan vote winner for the Xcal All-Star race. Art, what's this mean to you to have the most votes and being in tonight?
Oh, it's awesome.
Really is for you, man. Take us through your expectations for tonight's All-Star race from what you saw yesterday.
It's going to be wild for sure. So I'm hoping to not get in a wreck and do really good.
All right, Art, we wish you the best of luck tonight, man. Have a great night.
All right, thank you, Marty.
So that is Art Hendren driving for the Dropping Bombs Racing number 21 machine. And currently right now we've got warm-ups taking place. Hendren currently with a 49.381. I don't think that's with the draft meanwhile. But Petey, that's going to be a big key for tonight's race. Drafting the slingshot, the pack racing. And you were racing yesterday's Open. What did you notice from that?
Yeah, Marty,
I could hear you.
Yeah, yesterday in the Open, I really noticed that the draft, you want to be on the high side early in the run. You know, you end up on the low side. It's very loose down there. The car doesn't want to stick. You get on the high side, and you really use that side draft to advantage on the straightaways. You got to kind of, do your best Dale Earnhardt impression and try to see the air. It's a lot of fun, and I can tell you what, the car on the high side coming off turn 4 is who I like to win this race in each segment. But actually now I'm catching up with the guy who's going to be starting on the pole position this evening. I'm tuning in with the radio right now. Johnny Brancaccio, Johnny B, as he's going to be starting in first. He got the second most votes in the fan polling. And Johnny B, I got you up here in the booth, buddy. Tell me what it means to you to have gotten the second most fan votes and seeing so many people giving their support to get you in the event tonight.
It means a lot. I want to thank everybody that voted me in, all my fans, all my fellow drivers, and it just means a lot. I'm excited to run this race and just glad to be here.
All right, well, Johnny, you're going to be starting on pole position, position number 1 tonight. So tell me, what's the plan for you? You know, the All-Star race, you're in on the fan vote, you're starting pole. Are you going to try to race up front, maybe win the first segment? There's a lot of money on the line winning each of these segments. Or do you plan on saving your stuff and going for the big prize in the last segment?
Well, the bottom's really loose, and that's where I'm starting. So hoping to hold on to it in turn 1. Just going to run my race, hold my line, and hope for the best. I'm going to try to go for the money.
All right, well,
money's always good.
Money is certainly always good, Johnny, and hopefully tonight we see you with a chance to take home some money. Best of luck, my friend.
All right, thank you, Pete.
All right, Marty, back up to you.
Yeah, that's Johnny B and Art Hendren that make up the front row. The All-Star race consisting of feature winners, pole sitters, top 20 in points, pole position, or I already said pole position drivers, top 20 in points, but also a winner from the Open, and that was Jeff Edgar. And Pete, I mean, what a crazy race he had. Was quiet that entire race, then made his move at the right time with 2 laps to go.
You know what? That whole race, I mean, you watched it, Marty. It was pretty much me and Austin Edwards and Jeremy Leto, too. And Jeremy Leto was up there racing for the win a lot of that race.
Joe,
And
say
us three were kind of just dueling for that win in that thing. And late in
Joe,
the
say
going,
something.
just absolutely out of nowhere, we had sorry, I got a little distracted there with the noise. But we had an epic finish there, and Jeff just made the right moves there at the end, Marty, to put himself in position to win that race. And I actually believe you are now tuning into the radio of our winner from yesterday's Open.
Yeah, we finally got a mic on him this time, Jeff Edgar. Jeff, what was that finish like to you last night?
I'm surprised I'm not in the hospital today. That was the most intense shit I've ever been in my life.
We apologize for Jeff's colorful language, but he was really pumped up. Starting from the back of the field in 26th, take us through your game plan, what's going to be like for the entire 75 laps.
Can I get a promise you're not going to give my strategy away?
I promise you not.
You promised me not. I have an idea of something that I want to do around halfway of the race, but I won't know if I need to do that till right about green flag time.
I got you. All right, Jeff. We'll move you back in your booth. Good luck today.
Thanks. Thank you.
So that is Jeff Edgar in the number 05, 6/1000ths of a second. The margin of victory beating Zeller in that one. Let's talk about some of the favorites to watch out for here at Michigan International Speedway. This track has been known for favorites. It's been known for underdogs. We've seen it many times at super speedway races this season, not just at Michigan last year, but also we saw it at Charlotte Motor Speedway and Texas Motor Speedway. And the last driver to win a super speedway race was Luke Turpin, who won at Texas. Petey's with him now.
Yeah, I'm catching word here with Luke Turpin in his helmet. And Luke, I know you love these restrictor plate races, man, and you just seem to have a knack, for saving your car. Some of these guys, you see them up front racing for the lead the whole time, and sometimes it works out for them, and sometimes it doesn't. But it just feels like in these plate races, you always see the 454 car hanging around 7th or 8th for probably about the first, I'd say, 4/5 of the race. And then come go time, you're always in the mix. So tonight, you're starting deep in the field, 23rd on the inside of Pud. What are the plans here in segment 1 for the 454 car?
Petey, we're looking to make some noise tonight. We got some short runs here. They're kind of sprints. I like the longer races. So we're going to the front. We're going to be cutting through them like butter with a hot knife. It's going to be dicey, but we're going to the front.
And Luke, I got to ask you. So segment 1 coming to the checkered flag, $50 is on the line. Segment 2 coming to the checkered flag, $100 is on the line. And obviously in segment 3, the butt kicker game is on the line coming to the checkered flag. So do you think that there's a chance coming to the flag in segment 1 and 2 we see some carnage? Do you think some guys are going to get carried away going for the money early?
Segment 1, I don't think so. Segment 2, I think the ticking clock factor is going to cut in here, and people are going to realize they got 2 more chances at this thing, and it's going to be on like Donkey Kong coming to probably the second stage.
All right. Well, Luke, best of luck to you in the 454 team today, and hopefully Superman can come up through the field.
Oh, yeah. I'm bringing the wow factor tonight. You guys are going to be sitting there. You might not even see me in the picture, and you're going to say, where did he come from?
So will we be calling you the Magic Man by the end of the night?
Oh, unfortunately, Luke, he darted away from Doug. Doug, he must have heard you talk, and he wanted nothing to do with that one there. But Doug, actually, now that you're in the booth, let's talk to you a little bit. The restrictor plate race, I know you've seen these Xcal restrictor plate races before, so what are you expecting in this Michigan event? What are some big keys from your perspective?
Well, I mean, it is a big track. It's a long way around. These cars are a lot more planted than some cars are here, even in the draft. So things will get a little bit interesting. I imagine we'll see a couple of distinct packs. This track is a little bit harder on tires, and even for these street stocks, it's a little bit harder on them. And you're going to have guys that are going to try to avoid being up front the first part of the run. They don't want to use up their fuel. I think we're going to see some guys that hang back a little bit and come to the front later on, as some of the other guys who haven't set up for a long run or haven't set up for fuel saving, they run out of fuel or run out of tires or just have other difficulties out there. So I think I really expect to see some of those guys at the back, up at the front before this thing's all said and done.
Doug, and a good commentary there. Now we have Marty Xcal. He's tuned in with one of the younger guys in this race who has an knack for these restrictor plate races. Marty's down with Blake Wynn.
Yeah, here with Blake Wynn in the number 81. Blake currently fourth fastest in warm-ups right now with a 48.897. Blake, talk to me about the draft tonight and how important that's going to be.
The draft is very, very strong at these types of tracks, but I think you're going to see some like aggressive draft wrecks because of the pushing and the setup that we have. This fixed setup is very loose in the corners, and I think if any bumping goes on in the corners, there's definitely going to be a big one.
Yeah, you talked about being very loose. Talk to me about where you want to be in the turns, because we've seen throughout open practice, the open, this warm-up session as well, the extreme low line right above the apron. You get really loose there. You get very slick in that area, so it seems like you want to be just about a lane above.
I honestly prefer the bottom so far, just because you have more control over everything. But some people are going to try the top, and I might get up to the top like I have at the past 2 super speedway races, and we might see what we got up there.
Have a good night, Blake. Good luck tonight, man.
Thank you.
That's Blake Wynn in the number 81. Tonight's race brought to you by Butt Kicker, giving away a game or two to the winner of the All-Star race. Known for their transducers, including the Game or 2 that adds instant immersion to any game. Unlike a subwoofer that moves air, Butt Kicker products move actual mass, producing a haptic immersion that's powerful and accurate. Devices will also be awarded throughout the year to the championship-winning car owner and 2 special events. Use code Xcal20, all one word, to save 20% now through the end of the year at www.thebuttkicker.com. While we got Doug here in the booth, Doug, let's get your keys to the race here.
The biggest key tonight, I think, is just going to be to keep it clean and stay safe. You're not going to want to get wrecked out, and you got to make it to the end, obviously. The guys that are up front racing for the stage wins, those are going to be the guys to watch later in the race. I suspect at stage 1, I think we'll see a couple of guys come through the field and get up there and get that stage win, and I fully expect to see those guys be the ones that plan strategy to hang back and come to the front again at the end of each session. And of course, it's just going to be managing the car, not bumping and banging too terribly much on this high-speed track.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, we are close enough to 7:25, which means it is now time to give you the starting lineup for tonight's Xcal All-Star Race. Petey, start us off.
All right, well, starting in the 26th position, we are going to have the driver of the number 05 with a height of 5 feet 10 inches, weighing in at 225 pounds at the age of 50 years old. Sponsored by Triangle Crew and the Wilson Race Cars. Racing out of South Florida, Jeff Edgar, winner of the Open.
That is Jeff Edgar, starting in 25th in the inside of row number 13. From Westerville, Ohio, in the Halinar Racing Team, number 85, that is Aiden McConaughey.
Weighing in at 210 pounds, 5 feet 7 inches at the age of 16 years old, racing out of Phoenix, Arizona in the number 84 machine, Ryan Pud Soper.
On the inside of row number 12, the current Xcal points leader from Concord, North Carolina in the K2 machine for Rolling Thunder Racing. In the 454, it's Superman Luke Turpin.
Weighing in at 175 pounds, 6 feet tall, 29 years of age. In racing out of Indiana, sponsored by SnapMobile.shop. In the number 48 machine, Jordan Ebinger.
On the inside of row number 11 from Cordoba, Argentina, in the Juke Cones Racing Esports, Libres Argentina, Comets FC, River Plate, Indiana, Distribuidora Delta, BC Workshop O Racing, number 77, paying Octavio Rondeletto.
And racing out of Redlands, California, with a height of 5 feet 10 inches, 180 pounds, at the age of 16 years old, sponsored by K2 Sauces. The first place ace, Austin Words in the 420 tonight.
In the number 99, driving for SnapMobile.shop and dropping bombs racing, T-Money, Tyler McRae.
And with a height of 5 foot 10 inches, 215 pounds, racing out of Auburn, Maine, sponsored by the Maine Mobile Truck Service and Mini-Me Bow Company, the 04, the weapon, Tyler Jalburn.
Inside on row number 9 in the Helenar Racing Team, number 57, it's the Hurricane, Chase Johnson.
And starting in the 16th position with a height of 5 feet 10 inches, 160 pounds, at the age of 21, out of Vienna, Virginia, sponsored by Phoenix Sevens Racing, first and 15, GTR simulators and RS button boxes, JB Smooth, the 01, John Schwartz.
From Lewiston, Maine, starting in 15th in the Maine Mobile Truck Service, mainly asphalt, number 12, it's the helmet, Kenny Tripp.
And at a height of 6 feet, 215 pounds, at the age of 29, he's racing out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, same hometown as the late Dale Earnhardt, the number 19, Matthew Baird.
On the inside of row number 7 and the number 53, driving for mainly asphalt, it's the Bachelor, Tyler Batchelder.
And starting in the 12th position, with a height of 4 feet 11 inches and weighing in at 92 pounds at the age of 13, out of Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin, sponsored by Southern Aprons, Jacoby Waterproofing, Dive Bomb Racing, Willie's Meats, Brewster's Lanes, Mom and Dad, the number 15, Kendrick Pryor.
On the inside of him, from Poland, Maine, in the Strawberry Fields Apothecary, Massachusetts, Simon Trucking, Temp Centers Mechanical, Sim Speed Shop, Trek Time Entertainment, Sullivan iRacing Motorsports, number 16, Patrick Sullivan.
To the top 10, starting in 10th position. It went with a height of 5 feet 2 inches, 120 pounds, 14 years old, out of Smithfield, Virginia, sponsored by Platinum Lure, CBH Paint and Setup Shop, Mahans Motorsports, and Easy Cuts Tire Solutions. The Princess, number 81, Blake Wynn.
Starting in 9th from Denison, Ohio, in the JT's Mobile Pressure Washing Twisted Chassis Motorsports, number 06, Big John Friley.
And starting in the 8th position with a height of 5 feet 7 inches, 220 pounds, racing out of Shanahan, Illinois, at the age of 47, Steven Rex.
Starting in 7th position from Vancouver, Washington, in the Big Block Motorsports, number 08, it is Cutlass Logan Jones.
And starting in the 6th position in the number 22 machine with a height of 5 feet 10 inches, 225 pounds, out of Gresham, Oregon, sponsored by SnapMobile.shop, Eastside Paving, and Dropping Bombs Racing, at the age of 43, Sean Patrick.
Now to the top 5, currently second in warm-ups from Maine, driving for Sullivan iRacing Motorsports in the number 2, Brandon C. Varney.
And starting in the 4th position in the number 82 at 5 feet 8 inches, 160 pounds, 15 years of age, sponsored by More Polished Pottery out of Illinois, Alex Gangus Gangler.
And starting in 3rd in the Dropping Bombs Racing, SnapMobile.shop, number 1, it's Birch Beer, Trevor Birchmeyer.
And on the outside of the front row in the 2020 Xcal All-Star Race, with a height of 5 foot 10, 235 pounds, at 57 years of age, out of Cocoa, Florida, Art Kendrin.
And the second most votes, starting on the pole from North Branford, Connecticut, in the K2 Sim Racer Coin Tri-E-Ink Butt Kicker K2 Motorsports number 062. It's Johnny B. John Brancaccio.
And that is your starting grid for the 2020 Xcal All-Star Race. You heard the names, you know the stories, you know they all belong here for the most part, and we are about to go at it for 3 25-lap segments to eventually decide who is the best of the best at Xcal Racing tonight. And all these guys, no points on the line, no pay-in, they have nothing to lose here tonight, Marty. And actually bringing in Doug back into the booth. Doug, they have nothing to lose here. There's nothing to lose, Doug. It's the All-Star race.
Yep, and I know somebody that's been out there the last few weeks has had the worst luck. I fully expect to see him come to the front and be a force to be reckoned with. Octavio Rondoletto, with nothing to lose and no reason not to go full bore from the word go, he's going to be going for it here tonight, and he's always a tough competitor.
Most certainly is, Doug. And Marty, as we go green here, one thing I want to talk about, we're going to have a delay here, we're going to do something special in just a moment. One thing worth discussing here, Marty, is when these tires are pulled on these first few laps, these cars are going to be really loose.
Yeah, these drivers have to be really careful in these first couple of laps, because when they're full throttle on the turns, those cars are going to get wicked loose. I know it was late in a run, though, on the long green flag run. You could see Jeremy Letto fight the car from the television camera inside the cockpit. Race control gives the signal. Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see a sight for sore eyes. The All-Stars are 5 wide for you to thank you for tuning in. In return, get up on your feet, take some screenshots or pics with your camera, and make some noise, because this is a Kodak moment. Michigan International Speedway. They are lean. They are mean. They are 375 horsepower of man and machine. They are 5 wide before they start to pedal it to the metal. These are the All-Stars of Xcal Racing.
Are 5 abreast on the front stretch right now as they get ready to do it in racing action here, as we are going to go at it for 3 25-lap segments. Wow, that's cool, and I think they're all going to drop back to their proper starting positions now. But that's a sight there, Marty, the 5 wide salute.
Unbelievable. So let's break it down here once again. 26 street stocks, 3 25-lap segments. Caution laps do not count. The lay of the land, Michigan International Speedway, 18 degrees in the turns, 12 degrees in the tri-ovals, 5 degrees on the backstretch, $150 purse, $50 in segment 1, $100 in segment 2, segment 3, a butt kicker game or 2, $180 value for total of 330 laps. The top 4 in segment 1 sent to the back and inverted for segment number 2. After segment 2, the top 6 sent to the back and inverted for segment 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, the commentators are ready. Doug Burns is ready. The drivers are ready. Race control is ready. iRacing, Xcal, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, strap in and hold on tight, because these men are about to turn them loose and drop the sledgehammer for the biggest Xcal event of the year. The pace car is down pit road. Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Green, 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 they're down and away, and they are side by side. Nice jump on the outside by Art Hendren. He keeps it up on the door there of Johnny Boccaccio. Johnny B on the inside, though, with some help from the DBR car of Birchmere. Watch these guys all get fanned out here on the opening start as everyone tries to find some real estate to work with. Birchmere peeks to the inside, but it's going to be Johnny B taking the lead, and he has the option to go up high. Remember, in his pre-race interview, he said he wants to be on the high side. Well, he can go up high now if he'd like to. He has the lead, and he has no challenge right now as we head to turn 3.
They're all starting to go 2 by 2 down the back straightaway here. 3 wide for second. Here comes Brendan Varney to the inside, looking for a second spot. He's got a run here on Johnny B. They're side by side for the race lead. Off of turn number 4. Brandon C. Varney looking to lead lap number 1. Johnny B falling back to 4th position. It's Logan Jones. It's Trevor Birchmeyer side by side for the runner-up as Varney leads lap 1.
Varney will lead lap 1. Here comes Birchmere on the high side. One thing I noticed was a couple cars dropping to the back. That was actually Kenny Tripp, and I believe that was another DBR car, Pat Sullivan. So they're dropping to the back early, probably really stretching out the race in segment 1 as we go 4 wide in turn 1. My goodness, it's Tyler Jalbert, Austin Edwards making it 4 wide here on lap number 2 already. Jalbert coming up the middle. He is challenging for a top 5 position. Jalbert started in 18th. He is already up to about the 5th position as we go into turn 3.
John Patrick dropping out from the lead pack. He's hoping for a wreck that could happen so he could dodge it. Meanwhile, Birchmeyer challenging on the outside of Varney here for the race lead. Jalbert, meanwhile, on a mission, threading the needle, trying to get up to his team, and he's up to 2nd spot. And now he wants the lead on Varney here. Lap 2 about to go in the books. It's going to be close to the line. You could give it to Varney there, barely.
Barely Varney, but now Jalbert, he's fighting back on that high side. Trevor Birchmere has 3 wide situation. Edwards in the middle. Let's hope Edwards can hang on. He's in that sucker hole. What a move by Jalbert. I mean, Doug, talk about how hard that is to go from 18th to 1st in 2 laps. People thought it was cool when Dal did it in 4 laps. Jalbert just did it in 2.
Yeah, that was insane. And and there was 2 of them that did it. Austin Edwards did it too. So these 2 guys, they worked together to get up through there. But, I mean, you're talking about 17, 18 really good drivers out here. Some of the best on iRacing out here. And these guys just navigated their way through it. There were points I was watching. They were 5 wide coming down the straightaway. They were 4 wide almost every turn. They made them stick. Nobody lost it, and here they are now up at the front. Austin Edwards, Tyler Jalbert. Not a surprise to see those 2 up here. And these guys were making the moves up the middle, which is not usually the best move to make. You'll usually lose ground, but they made that middle line work together.
Doug, and they still go side by side for that top spot. Edwards now on the high side, Jalbert down low with a lot of help from Varney. The teammates are there on the inside. Things are starting to form up. Another car coming quickly to the front. Luke Turpin already as we go down to 3.
Luke Turpin already making some moves. He's inside the top 10. Jalbert and Edwards side by side. It's a 2x2 Hornets nest in turns 3 and 4. Varney in 3rd. Birchmeyer 4th. Battle for 5th. Blake Wynn. Logan Jones off of turn 4. Edwards looking to do some magic left like he did in the open. And here they come to the line. We got a wreck.
Oh, terrible crash on the front stretch.
Bad wreck for him. He's lost the front bumper on the 21 DBR machine. No caution, though. They're out of harm's way from the leaders. But a tough break for R100 early on here, Doug. And, oh, man, he's limping. Bad.
Yeah, it looked like...
Did you replay that?
Yeah, we did. He got it. Another car just got down on the bottom, got loose, drifted up into him, and just got him enough to turn him around. He actually hit on the pit road entrance fully on his right side, and I do believe he lost his right front tire, so we'll have to see if they throw a caution to get that tire out.
Going to be close here as they come off at turn number 4. Let's see if that tire does do some collateral. I don't think it's on the track, so they're still going. I don't see anything, PD, as at the start-finish line, it was Edwards by 26 hundredths.
We're getting squirrely down into 1 here. Contact was made between the 04 and 420. Car to watch out for now, making his way to the front, Octavio Rondoletto. He's up to 5th. That car started pretty far back. It started in 21st. He's already up to 5th. He's been making some racing moves. And quickly in this all-star race, the creams rise to the top every moment as it looks like Alex Gangler made a little bit of contact there with the 2 of Varney. Everyone hangs on, though, down into turn 3.
Yeah, that was actually Blake Wynn in the 81 trying to put the chrome horn early on here. That's Jalbert a little bit loosey-goosey there in 3 and 4 on the bottom. That should help Edwards maintain the race lead. 2x2 for the top 4 spots. Then Rondoletto by himself in 5th as they come to complete lap 6.
Yeah, Austin Edwards actually got to race in the open event yesterday, and he finished 3rd in that race, was running up front the whole time, really got to learn this setup. Not surprised to see him coming to the front already as he goes side by side for that top spot. They do the dance right now for position number 1. Here we go 3 wide. That's Kendrick Pryor on the high side making it 3 wide. What a move there for the 15 as he is looking to get racy here. They are all fanned out down the backstretch. Nowhere for Pryor to go now. He tries to peek on the outside of Rondoletto, but there's just no real estate.
Yeah, tough break for Kendrick Cryer. The door was shut there. Everything was blocked off in the hallways. But in turns 3 and 4, they remain 2 by 2. Still 3 wide. Cryer topside, win middle. And Jordan Babinger now in the picture on the bottom of the track. He's in P7 as they come side by side. Now Birchmeyer 3 wide for the...
Yeah, that is about as close as you're going to get to the stripe there. Birchmere had it by just a little bit. And Doug, we're seeing so many of these cars that started at the back of the pack come to the front. It's really making you realize that this inverted field at the end of the segments really isn't going to do much because these guys can just pick their way through this field as quick as they please.
No, when you've got, it looks like about a half dozen guys in the top 10 who started way, way in the back and have now worked their way up here into the top 10, into the top 5. I mean, the top 4 right now started at least 15, 20 spots back as they're getting a little bit squirrely up there. But, yeah, these guys, they're not worried about that reset. They've proved that they can do it. And I'd imagine those 2 guys we saw drop to the back earlier, I bet we see them back up front before long as well. They're probably dropping back just to test to make sure they could do it as Rondoletto is pushing Austin Edwards down the front straightaway.
That's pretty wild here, Doug, as it's racy really hard. We almost had a moment there between Kendrick Pryor and another driver. I didn't see who it was. I think it was Brandon Fernie. They almost wrecked going down the backstretch last time. Here we go again. This backstretch is where the track is at its most narrow and things get the most dicey. The straightest part of the track can create the most havoc as we go 3 wide down into turn number 3.
Yeah, Petey, last lap it was 4 wide, but Varney backed out of it. This time he sends it in the bottom in turn 3 and 4. No help behind him though. Now Jobber comes down to work with him. The Sullivan, mainly asphalt teammates going at it on the bottom, and it's a battle versus Edwards and Rondoletto. It's 3 wide for position number 2. At the stripe, it's close. Cryer in the picture.
Yeah, Cryer with a huge head of steam on that high side of the speedway. He is bringing up the top side. We're 3 abreast as we go into turn number 1. Cryer with the momentum on the high side. Let's see if he can get a strong run down the backstretch. He has Superman in his rear view mirror. Now Turpin jumps up to that third line. Third line starting to form with some star power. We got Turpin. We got the 48 of Babinger. And now Pud's going to go up there as they are 3 wide heading down to turn number 3. They're getting tight.
It looks like a traffic jam down the I-90, PD, in turns 3 and 4. 3 by 3 by 3, looking like it's a race at Talladega. Varney in the bottom, Edwards in the middle, Cryer up top. It is a hornet's nest off of turn 4. Now the high side dissipates a little bit. Cryer fades back just a little, trying to get ahead of steam. It looks like it's Edwards here at the start-finish line.
Turpin making it 4 wide. Turpin goes 4 wide to 1. Oh my goodness, let's see how this works. They are 4 wide. Can they all make it stick? They're 4 wide in 3 lanes. These guys are the all-stars for a reason. Here comes Babinger to the 4th line now as he's going to stick it up there with these guys. Still 4 wide off the corner, and the 4th line will no longer exist as Cryer comes up and makes that line fold. Pud has to get out of the gas. Now they're attained 3 wide as we go down into turn number 3.
Doug, let's talk about that 4 wide situation. I know they hang on this contact between Varney and Edwards in turns 3 and 4. Very close situation there between the leaders, but they keep it straight off of turn number 4. Doug, let's talk about that 4 wide moment there. Turpin tried to set it up. These guys are playing a little bit risky here because now there's $50 on the line here, but there are higher stakes later on in these segments. And I don't know, is Turpin going for it too early here?
I don't think they are, but oh wow, we've got them getting squirrely on that as they go 4 wide into 1. The cars on the bottom seem to be having the problem still getting a little bit squirrely, and now they're going to go 4 wide down the back straightaway. And we're going to hop in Birchmeyer's car for a moment just to see what this looks like. I'm not sure who that is right in front of him on the bottom, but they just made a power move, and they are still 3 and 4 wide at the front. Now, this gives an advantage to the guys back behind them. They're punching a huge hole in the air, and that allows them to stay packed up. But, man, they are getting a little too dicey up there for this early on. They're still halfway to the first stage break.
There's still a long way to go in this thing. Here comes Turpin now with the side draft on the high side. Turpin doing a good job. Edwards is not leaving enough room for Varney to get back up in the lane right now. They need to make sure on the front stretch. It's weird how the cars remerge, but you got to make sure you leave enough room for the guy on the inside to have room to get on the racetrack. Edwards didn't do that for Varney there. Edwards riding a little bit lower than you'd like to see right now. Turpin gets real close to his door. This is so tight. They're not going to make it 3 more laps doing this. This is just too tight.
Two more drivers into the picture in this lead pack, Ryan Soper and Chase Johnson, both in the Helenar D4 machines. Great battling here. McConaughey, almost made it in a 5-wide situation a lap ago. That was not Soper, it was McConaughey. But for the race lead, it is Turpin by about a door over Cryer. This is getting intense, Petey.
3 wide. Daring move by Barney to get to the inside of Edwards. This is tight. This is so tight going into turns 1 and 2. They are all going to hang on for the time being. McConaughey now getting real tight on the quarter panel there, Barney. These guys, man, I am telling you, they are moments away from travesty here, how hard they are racing. Cryer on the inside. Looks like a car's going to pull off. That's Blake Wynn. Blake Wynn sees the writing on the wall. He wants nothing to do with that as we go down into turn 3, still 3 wide.
I don't blame Blake Wynn for doing that at all. He says, see you later. Kendrick Cryer on the bottom. 3 wide for the lead. Turpin in the middle. Washes up the track a little bit. Ballinger up top. Here comes Austin Edwards. There's barely any room. There's contact off turn 4. They are nearly 5 wide for the race lead as we come to 11 to go in segment number 1. It's going to be close to the stripe. It's Ballinger.
Almost tried to make a hole that just wasn't there. I mean, this is so tight. There's no room down in 1 and 2. Where's Cryer going to go? Cryer makes it stick on the bottom somehow. They are 4 wide. Cryer has to let off of it. There's nothing he can do. Turpin and Babinger touch. Babinger up the racetrack. Babinger keeps it off the wall somehow. They go 5 wide. Now they're going to wreck. Putt gets into it, and they're going to wreck down the backstretch. That might be a caution. That's 4 or 5 cars right there. Yellow flags out, first of the event. Looks like that accident was just about avoided by everyone, and then Putt just kind of piled in.
It wasn't a matter of if, Petey. It's a matter of when. Doug Burns, what do we have?
Yeah, we've got the middle line. They were just bobbling. We saw it a little bit ago where that inside line, not the bottom, but the second line when you're talking about a 4 wide situation, they ended up getting a little wobbly down there. They were leaning on each other, and as we had a car up in the wall, everybody checked up for him, and then the cars on the inside just come flying up trying to avoid everything, and cars loose, cars beating and banging. Like you said, we knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. Really surprised they made it that far. They had a few situations that were 5 wide previously.
Let me tell you something here, Petey. It looks like the driver with the most damage in this situation, Trevor Birchmeyer in the 1. Likely Birchbeer's day is done. No front bumper. Fluid coming out of the 1 machine. My goodness. But good job by a bunch of these drivers to keep it clean.
Yeah, Birchmere's day is going to be in tough shape. Tyler Batchelder, I think he's going to be okay. That car, it looks rough, but it's not that bad, I think. Chase Johnson, I think, should be okay. Hud, he'll probably be okay. He really didn't get hit all that bad. It looks like Steven Rex in the 28 car. That car did take a couple of pretty decent hits. It's going to be tough for him. We'll have to see how he recovers. But for the most part, it does look like pretty much everyone that was involved in that one, except for Trevor Birchmere, should be good to carry on with their day. A 1-car day already over is Art Hendren. He's 10 laps down right now in the pits. Tough break there as he got involved in that first little wreck we saw. But yeah, now we have our first caution here. And must have been the leader at the time of caution was Austin Edwards in the 420 car. And Marty, I believe that you are about to get a word in with Austin Edwards.
Yeah, Austin Edwards, just take me through this pack race, and this is just incredibly insane. But is it a little bit too early considering the higher stakes that are on the line?
You know, I'm starting to think so. There were a couple close calls up here, and this is my actual first plate race with Xcal, so I'm definitely got thrown onto the wolves here. But I've had a pretty good run so far. Came all the way from the back, following Jalbert up to the front, and it's getting really scary up here. I'm going to be honest with you. I almost dropped back before the yellow came out, but luckily the yellow came out, so we're going to have some time to reorganize here. We'll just have to see if we survive to lap 25 and go from there.
Gonna be about 11 laps to go when we get the green for segment number 1. Being in the lead on the restart, do you stay out front and try and win it? What do you do here in this situation?
To be honest, I think the leader's bound to drop back on every restart here at Michigan, so I'm going to have to see where I get shuffled back to and then work my way back up and hopefully bring home a segment 1 win.
All right, thank you, Austin. We wish you well the rest of the way.
All right, copy that. Thank you.
All right, Petey will move him back into his chat. We can recap you here. Ryan Soper given an EOL penalty for causing that wreck. Now, keep in mind here, Petey, per Xcal rules, because this is deemed as a super speedway, all restarts are on Barney the Flagman.
Yep, so every single restart's on the flagman. That means they go on green every time, and it's a pretty equal and decent start just about every time. So looks like we are going to be going green next time by. It'll be lap number 19. We take the green flag. Looks like we're going to have a 7-lap run to the end of segment number 1. What are you expecting to see here, Doug? Mayhem, or maybe these guys calming down a little bit? You know.
I think we see about 3 laps of very calm and then a whole lot of mayhem after that. I don't think I think these guys have seen what they can do out here. They've seen what the car can do. They've got a pretty good grasp of it. You've got some guys that went to pit road that didn't need to, playing a little pit strategy. They might have fresher tires, so a lot of different things could come in. And like I said, I think coming for that money at the stage break, I think these guys are going to get. They're going to be really patient initially and get really crazy with about 3 laps to stage.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that ends up playing out. This is going to be an exciting finish. Remember, in 7 laps, we will be coming to the first checkered flag. Whoever gets there first wins $50. So the smallest of the prizes tonight, but however, certainly still a lot at stake here. And if you're a kid like Kendrick Pryor, 13 years old, $50 can go a long way. I think this will still be a little chaotic.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here, PD. Keep in mind the top 4 in segment 1 are to the back and inverted. So Austin Edwards and Octavio Rondeletto, row 1. Row 2, it's Aiden McConaughey and Kendrick Pryor. Row number 3, it's Brandon Varney, Luke Turpin, then Tyler Jalbert, Jordan Babinger, Logan Jones, Sean Patrick, the top 10. Here we go, back to green.
Green flag in the air. They are side by side. Rondeletto gets a little bit of a tap there from Pryor. Immediately, Brandon Varney is going to jump up to the high side as Tyler Jalbert got on the low side now as things shake up a little bit there. And they're not wasting any time to get racing here right away. They are already starting to fan out 3 wide. Luke Turpin and Jordan Babinger immediately pick up where they left off. They create the third lane again. Varney says, include me this time, guys. He pops out. No, here we go. McConaughey's in. He spins in front of the pack. Everyone's going to miss him. McConaughey's out in the hits nothing. He's out in the dirt, and we're going to stay green here, Marty.
No yellow came out in this situation, but meanwhile, they are 3 wide for the race lead. Now it goes down to 2 wide. Octavio Rondeletto and Austin Edwards in a drag race off of turn number 4. Brandon Varney in the picture as well, currently running 3rd, and they're side by side for 4th with Pryor and Turpin. Now Varney takes it 3 wide here for the race lead, coming to 6 to go in segment 1.
3 wide. Turpin looking to make it 4 wide. He is so squirty right now. He hangs on to it. They're 3 wide, a respectful 3 wide in turn 1 as everyone has lots of space right now. One car with connection issues, Kendrick Pryor. This is not a track to be having connection issues. That can really cause issues for a lot of these guys. Pryor now gets right up to the bumper of Octavio Rondeletto. He gives him a shove, but with a huge run on the outside. It's the number 2, the wiener machine. Brandon Varney with help from Jordan Babinger gives him a huge shove in the back of the wiener.
Babinger with a full head of steam going to the hot dog as they're 3 wide for 3rd. Pryor still blinking. It's not pinging like Rondeletto usually does late in a race as they're 3 wide for 2nd behind Octavio Rondeletto. Pryor a little bit loose there. A bump draft there to the 77. Behind Rondeletto. 3 by 3. Oh, for 2nd.
3 by 3 now for the lead comes Varney. They are tight. 5 laps to go to the end of the segment, and this is still Xcal rules. No more cautions to the end of the segment, Marty. It's green. So they are going 3 abreast for the lead right now, knowing there will be no more cautions. To update you on the drivers, 3 cars out of it. Art Hendren in the garage right now. Trevor Birchmere in the garage right now. Steven Rex in the garage right now. 23 are still out there racing. 23 are still competitive as we're 2 wide down into turn 3.
Into turn 3, it is side by side. Doug, I'll bring you in here in just a moment. Where do you want to be when they take the white flag?
You definitely want to be on the outside or in the middle, and preferably with nobody below you so you can use the whole track. And something just occurred to me. If you're in that 4th place and you know you don't have a run coming to the start finish line, do you drop to the low side and hit the brakes, let somebody get by, and get yourself into 5th so you restart in 1st? Would that be a feasible strategy? I mean, we've talked about how hard these guys are going to be pushing, but that might be a strategy getting, if you know you can't get the stage win, that could get you that could be a decent strategy to set you up for the 2nd stage here.
3 wide going down the back straightaway. Babinger, more steam that goes to Varney. Jalbert, some steam to Rondeletto. Luke Turpin almost sent it in turns 1 and 2, all the way down to the basement as they're 3x3 for the top spot. The middle line gets around by clean. They're a little bit squirrely in turns 3 and 4, but you've got about 7 cars with a chance to win it. Chuck that. 8 cars, a chance to win segment 1, 3 to go.
3 abreast. That is crazy mayhem right now. 4 wide now for the top spot. There's no room for one of these cars. They go down to turns 1 and 2. They are so tight right now with 3 laps to go in this segment. And Brandon Varney in that 2 car, he is pinching 3 cars in a 1.5 lanes right now. They somehow make it work. And now it's Varney with a head of steam. But here comes Edwards. Edwards finds a hole. Edwards is going to fill the gap. He got out of it there, almost 5 wide down into turn 3.
Edwards did not wreck that thing, but they are 4 wide for the top spot. Cryer slides up just a little bit. Rondeletto looking for the race lead. Varney on the top side. Jabba busts Rondeletto.
They're all wrecked. Here they go. Turpin and Edwards.
We stay green. Rondeletto. Cryer keep it straight. Babinger with heavy damage to the front bumper, and they're still green leaders. They won, Petey.
We're still green with 2 to go. Turpin got through that with some damage, but he's in the lead. Good news is no one got really that badly damaged in that accident. For the most part, everyone's going to be okay. We'll look at the damage after this wreck. Now everyone's fanned out, though, and Turpin is a sitting duck in the draft right now. He is followed by Tyler Jalbert, Austin Edwards, and Brandon Varney, who has quite a bit of damage and is dropping back right now. Now Heather Patrick and Pat Sullivan are catching up. Here we go, side by side for the lead. Jalbert's going for the lead.
A lot of drivers blaming the wreck on Kendrick Cryer. We'll get to it in just a moment. As Edwards helped Jalbert set up the slingshot. It's Turpin. It's Jalbert. Just like last week, as Edwards all the way down to the grass. Can he keep it straight? Below the white line. Legal and Xcal rules coming to the white flag for segment 1.
3 of the best right here, make it 4 of the best as Pat Sullivan makes his name into the mix. It's 4 guys going for $50 here in segment number 1. Turpin and Jalbert, oh so tight, but they have the momentum on the high side. They come around 420 now of Edwards. They are 3 wide. Where does Pat Sullivan go? Does Sean Patrick have a shot at this in 5th right now? Down the backstretch they go. Jalbert has the advantage. Jalbert's clear. Jalbert has to block 3 lanes for $50.
Sullivan going with his fellow Wienermobile, but it's not over yet. Jalbert versus Turpin. Who's getting $50 here in segment 1? We're about to find out. 2 by 2 off of turn 4. They touch. Here they come. Side by side for $50. Tyler Jalbert, I think you can give it to him. You can. And just an amazing battle to the end. The caution flag is out to end segment 1.
Heather Patrick, they were all beaten and banging. Patrick never got his momentum stopped. He almost, if the start-finish line was about 20 feet further down the track, I think he would have got the $50 there. What a great finish to segment 1. Those guys beat it and banged way more than I thought they would. And if you thought that was crazy, it's only going to get crazier.
Let's go back and see what happened in the wreck. Under 5 to go for the race lead. Kendrick Cryer, Jordan Babinger, and more. Doug Burns, what can you tell us?
It looked like whoever was on the bottom trying to get to the moment it happened, it looked like somebody just got down a little bit low, clipped the, oh no, the 04 gets into the back of the 77. Both of them get turned, and that's what brings everything on. It was just a bad bump from the 04 that turned the 77 right, and then back to the left, and everybody else started getting caught. Wow.
And that, my friends, is what happens when you're getting a little bit aggressive for $50 in stage number 1. I'm watching that myself. They were nearly 5 wide when that was set up. Austin Edwards tried to find a gap, but it was way too close. And yeah, Jalbert into Rondeletto, comes down into Cryer, and around they go. Babinger nowhere to go. Varney gets a piece of the action. 5 cars involved. Oh my goodness, Patrick Sullivan. If you can, Doug, go to his onboard. He was lucky. He found a gap, and same with John Brancaccio.
We'll rewind the replay here just a little bit to see how he pulled that off, because that was some truly impressive driving. Watching how he pulled that off. Let's see what he did there. And it looks really crazy from in front of him because everybody turns right initially, and oh my gosh, I don't know how he missed that. Everybody turned right initially. He started moving down and fortunately saw the other cars starting to come back across the track just in time.
That was pretty wild right there. But now I'm keying in the radio right now of the winner of segment 1, the Weapon Tyler Jalbert. Speed you up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Hey, how you doing, Petey?
Good. Well, $50 in segment 1 goes to the driver of the Wienermobile. You take the first segment. I tell you what, I didn't expect it to be that crazy already, Tyler. You and Luke Turpin were touching doors coming out of 4. There was close racing, lots of contact, 5 wide at moments. Tell me, were you expecting segment 1 to be that crazy to the line?
I kind of had a feeling, but that's the nice thing about the All-Star race is I trust these guys enough to really do that with and still keep it going straight.
All right, $50 in your pocket now. How do you feel about your chances to add some more money? Do you think winning a segment already kind of hurts your chances of winning future ones, or do you think that you can just keep rolling in the cash tonight?
I'm hoping I can just keep it up there and bring the wiener back to the front. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, well, that's the Weapon Tyler Jalbert. Segment number 1 goes to him.
So your top 4 in segment 1, Tyler Jalbert, Luke Turpin, Sean Patrick, Austin Edwards. They are given EOL penalties, and they will invert, which means Jalbert will start last in segment 1. And now we thought segment 1 was crazy. Segment 2, wow, it's the same length. The stakes are doubled. 100 buckaroos are on the line this time, Petey. And this is going to get insane.
Yeah, this is going to get really crazy now. You thought they went wild for $50. Wait till you see what these boys will do for $100. And Marty, this segment's going to be a little shorter, actually. It's going to be about 20 laps this segment because we're going to be getting a restart here with about 21 laps to go. As just want to update you too, only one car that was involved in the last wreck is out of the race. Hendrick Cryer, he's not even out of the race. He's just sitting in the pits right now, but that car's chances are looking not too great right now. Another car sitting in the pits with some pretty heavy damage right now is Jordan Babinger. We're hoping that car can get fixed and get back out there. But yeah, like you said there, Margie, this is going to only get crazier as it goes along as we get these cars doubled up. Looks like here in segment 2, it's going to be Blake Wynn, Johnny B, Tyler McRae, and Chase Johnson going to be the starting top 4.
Yeah, Blake Wynn, who played strategy, staying out of these big wrecks, will now lead in stage 2. Johnny B second, T-Money, Tyler McRae is third, Chase Johnson fourth, Kenny Tripp fifth, JB Swartz is sixth, seventh Logan Jones, eighth Tyler Batchelder, ninth John Friley, and 10th is Ryan Soper. Petey, take us through for the start.
Yes, sir, and actually, they're going to delay it one more time here, Marty, so I'm not going to take us through for anything here, except to remind you now that if you go to www.xcalracing.com, Xcal Racing has released a state-of-the-art spotter pack. It's the Higgins spotter pack. I use it myself, and it is the most entertaining one on all of iRacing. So be sure to check that out at www.xcalracing.com. Thank you to all of our sponsors, K2 Sauces, First and 15, Sim Racer Coin, Butt Kicker, obviously here, big sponsor tonight for the All-Star race, and all the other sponsors we are associated with that we're so happy to have involved with the Xcal brand.
Also, we don't have 99 laps in this All-Star race. However, though, let's look at our summary from segment 1, brought to you by SnapMobile.shop, the official mobile shop of Tyler McRae. Use code McRae99 and save 10% on accessories and connection fees on the Verizon 5G network. McRae currently running in third position here when we come to this restart. Was quiet throughout segment 1, but looking forward to seeing how he does in segment 2. Segment 2 brought to you by K2 Sauce, the only official sauce of Xcal Racing. Everything sauce, barbecue sauce, steak sauce, ketchup, and more, all in one. Only sauce you ever need. Also available in Hodden. If you want to be a sponsor, go to xcalracing.com, click more, and sponsor us. You can see what's available for race sponsorship as well as series sponsorship. Petey, get us to the start. We're going green this time.
Yes, we are. Here's your starting order. The top 10. In first position is Blake 1 at the age of 14. Johnny B, 58 years old, starting on the outside. Starting in third position at the age of 43 is Tyler McRae. In fourth, in the number 57 at the age of 13 is Chase Johnson. In fifth, at the age of 40, Kenny Tripp. Sixth, at the age of 22, is John Schwartz. Seventh, at the age of 23, is Logan Jones. Eighth, the age of 28 is Tyler Batchelder. Ninth, at the age of 40 is John Wiley. And 10th, at the age of 16, is Pud, who's still in this race. Here we go, getting ready to get things underway. Remember, it is go on green for Blake Wynn. Win on the inside, Berncaccio on the outside. Here they come. Segment 2 is green, 20 laps for $100.
It'll take them about a lap or two to get to pace speed as McRae almost turned around Blake Wynn. That was a close call. Wynn may have spun the tires on the restart, or McRae was looking up the middle, but that was a very close call. We're already 3 wide for second spot. That's the 57 of Chase Johnson looking up the middle. Johnny B on the outside, backing out of it there as they go down the back stretch for the first time in segment number 2. McRae on the bottom, Wynn up top. Blake Wynn leads them.
Yeah, Wynn is in the top spot. Now here comes Johnson to the outside. These are two guys I picked as sleepers in this race, Blake Wynn and Chase Johnson. They're both very young and have a very good knack for these plate races. And those are two guys that I'd be keeping my eye on to watch this race as it goes along. I expected to see more of them the first segment, to be honest with you here. One thing, though, really to take note of, too, Marty, is the 57 Chase Johnson before the race said he's not worried about the butt kicker. He wants the $100, so this segment is what he feels like is on the line for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe he's already got a butt kicker at home, but he wants 100 buckaroos to bring him back. Battling for the lead. He's a little bit loose. Near contact with Tyler McRae off of the corner. And now Kenny Tripp, the helmet's into the picture. They are 2 by 2 down the back straightaway. And Batchelder looking up the middle, 3 wide behind him.
Yeah, they are. Johnny B not letting off this time, though. The 062, he's trying to hang up with this lead pack. Love to see it out of Johnny B. The fan favorite got the second most fan votes and voted in. And Johnny B now on that high side, he is going to try to make it stick. They almost go 4 wide. Think better of it. No, they're going to think better of it there, not go 4 wide. It's going to be really close to the stripe this time by. I think it's Barney on the inside by a little bit as we go 3 wide down into turn 1.
That's actually Kenny Tripp in the 12 machine. We haven't seen a lot of drivers early on in a segment go below that white line. At Charlotte and Texas, it's illegal for as a bunch of drivers wash up the track. You saw Chase Johnson in the 57 in a near full wide situation. They save it down the back straightaway, but for the race lead, Tyler Batchelder on the outside of Pinball.
Yeah, Pinball and the kid on the Hurricane, going out of here for the top spot. Pinball and Hurricane, here comes the old man, Tyler McRae, peeking on the outside, nothing doing there, and he might just be dropping back in that 99. He had no sort of momentum there whatsoever. It's going to be close back to the stripe this time by, as here we go, they're going to be 3 wide, looking for a hole to go as Kenny Tripp nowhere to go. It's Win at the stripe by 8 1/1000ths.
The Hornets' Nest going to turn 1. Nobody giving up early here on lap number 34. It's Win. It's Batchelder. Side by side. Kenny Tripp working with his teammate Batchelder, and they're nearly 4 wide off of turn number 2 from my position. They're actually 3 wide. You got Logan Jones in the mix-up as well, and Ryan Soper back in the picture in turn 3.
It's getting real dicey up here up front. Doug, it looked like things got spread out for a little while, but now these guys from the back starting to come back up towards the front, and things are getting a little hairy once again, Doug.
Yeah, it looks like Austin Edwards already back up to 11th. Patrick Sullivan back up to 10th. So some of these guys that had to restart in the back due to being in the top 4, they're already working their way forward as Kenny Tripp and Tyler Batchelder. And now they're going to go 3 wide yet again. It is worth noting, though, that caution right before that incident, I should say, right before the stage break, Blake Wynn managed to completely avoid that by going through the grass, staying full throttle, and getting back up on track safely. So, you mentioned him being a sleeper tonight. Tricks like that might help him.
It very well could as we go down into turn 3 now. Side by side for the lead. McRae on that high side. It is Kenny Tripp down low. And McRae, he's just riding a little bit too high right now. He needs to use that side draft to his advantage. He can't be afraid to get close to a guy here. As now jumping out to the high side is going to be the 57 of Chase Johnson. It's close to the line, but it is going to be Tripp.
Too close for comfort on that bottom line. Batchelder accordions the low line with Blake Wynn and Aiden McConaughey. Let me tell you something. McConaughey kicked some dust up last lap, and it was a close call there. Logan Jones washes up the track. They're nearly 4 wide for third, but it is a drag race down the back straightaway. Chase Johnson versus Kenny Tripp. Austin Edwards starts the lead with 3 wide for the lead. Johnson gets pump drafted from McRae into turn 3, Petey.
That was tight right there. Edwards, with a head of steam, goes right up the middle. Edwards rockets to the lead in the All-Star race. That 420 has been getting high all day long in this All-Star race, and he is up front. Oh, we have a car getting loose. Gilbert with an epic save in the 04. I don't know how he hung on to that car. At the stripe, it's Edwards' 3-lane start to form.
My goodness, that was epic close for top.
Destroys the front stretch wall.
Great, Logan Jones, Chase Johnson, a piece of it as well. The yellow lights are on.
Yeah, the lights are on. Chase Johnson destroyed. Blake Wynn, I think, got a big piece of that too. Or Logan Jones, excuse me, got a big piece of that. He got destroyed in that. Looks like Jones actually worse than Johnson. Johnson with a little bit of damage. But Tyler McRae, he absolutely ate that front stretch wall. That car is absolutely destroyed. Blake Wynn did get a piece of that. That car has some pretty heavy damage. And I think also getting a piece of that might have been, it looks like, I'm not sure, another car. Doug, what do we got there?
I'm working on sorting this one all out. Logan Jones and the 57 both. Logan Jones is done. His motor is blown. The 57's got severe damage on the front end. Looks like Ryan Soper might have gotten a little bit of that. Trying to take another look at that as well. He might have gotten by clean. Soper just barely makes it through there clean, and a lot of cars, though, wadded up. Logan Jones definitely took the brunt of it, though.
I'll tell you what, it was an accordion effect there, Doug. Petey, I'll lead you into this with Logan Jones's flip. You had a similar situation after the checkered flag of the All-Star race where your car got upside down, but this was just a more severe impact for Logan Jones into the inside catch fence, and Logan Jones is torn up and done for the day.
Yeah, tough break there for Jones. I know he's looking forward to being in this race, but still an honor to be in this event. And we are under caution now. Once again, Austin Edwards is going to be out in the top spot. Doug, as we're under caution here, I think now's a better time than ever to play a butt kicker commercial here on a big night for butt kicker.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
And welcome back, my friend, to the Xcal Racing All-Star Racing 2021. My name's BDJ Zeller, the voice of Xcal Racing. Alongside me tonight, Marty Zakala and Doug Burns, as we are under our second actual caution of the race, not counting stage breaks. And we are setting up here for, looks like about a 10-lap shootout for $100 here.
Yeah, Petey, it's been just such an insane race, and no doubt about it, this is more insane than the Open yesterday that Petey was a part of. But this is going to be a lot of fun to watch out for. Well, folks, we are officially past halfway. I know Petey talked about it earlier on, but Watmore Higgins, the Xcal superfan outside of the halfway point, introducing Higgins, the Xcal spotter pack. Over 500 messages of Higgins that can be used in any iRacing event, the best spotter in iRacing, and it's out now. To order your copy, $20 to president at xcalracing.com with note hashtag where's Higgins. The spotter pack rated R in everything the title implies. And use the clues hidden within the spotter pack to determine where Higgins was during his absence. First correct submission wins an Xcal Racing t-shirt. So the yellow we're coming out of, just an accordion effect amongst the front of the field. Worst of it went to Logan Jones. barrel rolling into the inside catch fence after the car got into the grass and up and over. Give you some black flag situations here. Tyler Batchelder given an EOL penalty. Jordan Babinger, Stephen Rex waved around the pace car. So it is Austin Edwards and John Brancaccio row 1, John Schwartz, Ryan Soper row 2, Octavio Rondeletto, and Luke Turpin in row 3. PD, take the rest.
Yeah, and then we got in row number 4 Tyler Jalbert in row number 4 we're going to have Alex Gangler and Tyler Jalbert. Row number 5 will have Heather Patrick and Matthew Baer. As we are getting ready to go back green here, as we still have 20 cars on the lead lap, 20 cars in contention. As Blake Wynn, Chase Johnson, Tyler McRae, they all got a decent bit of damage, but they're still out there looking to fight, so we'll see how it goes for them. So 20 guys still in this thing, as here we come off of turn number 4. The iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck's going to make that hard left-hand turn. Field is now at the mercy of the K2 teammates, Austin Edwards and Johnny B. They come down towards the flag stand at a creeping 68 miles an hour, and the flag waves. Green flag in the air. Johnny B didn't go at all, and Edwards might have missed a shift because now Johnny B catches back up.
Yeah, that was definitely a rough start for a couple of these guys. We've got cars coming up the middle, and it is worth noting that several of those guys that started had to restart this session in the back, and several of those guys that started the overall race in the back are now up in the top 10. Austin Edwards, John Schwartz, Octavio Rondeletto, Soper, Luke Turpin, and Tyler Jalbert all started 10 or more spots back at the beginning of the race. Several of those guys started this stage at the back, so definitely going to be a little bit interesting when we get down to it here.
Doug, we are 3 wide, very, very tight situation. Rondeletto going for the top spot. Johnny B has the lead, but it is going to be very dicey up front. Johnny B is going to hold on to it. Here we go. Rondeletto looking to get to the inside of Johnny. Johnny throws the block. Johnny on the spot, and it is going to be Johnny B at the flag stand, leading a lap here with 9 to go in the All-Star race.
Real quick, just an update. Blake Wynn has been black flagged by race control. Likely a restart violation, changing lanes or passing possibly. I'm not too sure. But off a 2-1, we are 3 wide. K2, usually sauce. It's bread this time with a Rondeletto in the middle.
This is getting dicey. Here comes Pud right up behind Johnny B. They are still 3 wide. This is going to be tight down into turn number 3. Everyone's going to hang on. Pud following right in the tire tracks of Johnny B. Johnny B making that thing stick. It gets a little bit loose. Johnny's going to hang on to it. 3 wide they are for about third now as Superman comes up the middle. It's Octavio with the lead now, coming to 8 to go in segment number 2.
Have you noticed the 04? But have you noticed the 04 coming off turn 4? The last few times he's been trying different lines, but he's really struggling with that. As fast as he is having some struggles with the handling on that car.
3 wide for the race lead for a moment off of turn 2. Edwards and Rondeletto side by side. Brancaccio and Jalbert side by side for third. Turpin and Ryan Soper side by side for fifth in this mix-up. 3 wide into turn 3, Pete.
Wide and this is getting tight. Here comes Matt Baer. First time I've said his name all day. He's getting involved in the mix. Some guys starting to show their heads as we get later and later in the going of this thing. Here we go. Johnny B now on that third lane trying to get a run. It's Octavio with the advantage right now, and it's going to be close at the stripe, but it's Rondeletto leading once again. B, though, refusing to give up in that third line. What a run right now for Brancaccio.
3 by 3 into turn number 1, Doug, and it's getting absolutely crazy with 7 to go in stage 2. 100 buckaroos are on the line.
Are you seeing how often these guys are really I'm surprised. Oh, we've got one going off the bottom. I was about to say we're seeing them get down extremely low all of a sudden, and now these guys are all getting down on the apron. Everybody manages to save it. 3 wide again, 3 wide, 3 deep, all the way around through 3 and 4 as the 062 is really having a problem. We're about to have a big one.
Around right in the pack, that's going to be a big one. Putt gets collected, hard contact for Tripp, and actually that wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it looks like one of those wiener cars got a pretty bad end of that. I think it was Kenny Tripp.
Yeah, easily, Doug. When we take a look at the replay, Johnny B, wicked loose on the outside and tried to save the car. You can see the skid marks in turn 4 and down into Soper. Matt Baer involved, Gangler, Tripp, Batchelder on 2 wheels. Tripp went upside down. Varney, I think all 3, mainly Asphalt or Oscar Mayer machines are in it.
Yep, all 3 Oscar Mayer cars were involved in that, but 2 of them were unfortunately on their left side as it all broke loose. We'll take another look here, but once the 062 got sideways, he just collected the car next to him, and all of the Oscar Mayer Wiener cars, they were right there, at least on 2 wheels, one flipping through the infield. Several cars managed to just barely get down in the grass and avoid that, but a lot of cars out there, I do believe, are going to have some light damage and a few with heavy damage. That was just crazy. I don't know what happened to the 062 there.
And that will absolutely change everything in stage number 2. We are 2 to green. Let's step aside here real quick. We'll come back for the restart in just a moment. Oh, shoot.
Never.
Peter, you got it.
And welcome back, my friend, to the Xcal Racing All-Star Race. We get ready to go green here with about 2 laps to go in the segment when we get the green flag, we believe. Or actually, I think it's going to be 3 to go when we go green here. So 3 laps, $100 on the line. Doug Burns, who do you like here in segment 2?
Man, I would like to be cheering Octavio Rondoletto on, but he is up there and he's got a big bullseye on the back of that car. Luke Turpin's back up here. John Schwartz is back up here. I think it's going to be, I think it's going to come down to Turpin and Schwartz just because Rondoletto, even though he's up there, it's going to be hard for him to hold that top spot.
Recap what happened in that accident. John Brancaccio given an EOL penalty. Jordan Babinger gets a wave around the pace car, and that puts Babinger now, I think, 4 laps down about. Cautions are turned off the rest of the way in segment 2. $100 are on the line, and from the looks of it, I believe we've had half of the field involved in some sort of accident today, PD. That's been it's one of the big keys. If you want a chance at winning a butt kicker game or 2 in segment 3, stay out in the back where it's a little bit safe and sorrow, and instead of being out in the front going for cash money, $50, $100, etc., etc.
Yeah, it'll be certainly curious to see how hard these guys are willing to push it for $100, but we saw how hard they were willing to push it for $50. The last time it was Luke Turpin, Austin Edwards, and Tyler Jalbert coming to the line. I see all 3 of those guys still up near the top 5, so we'll have to see how it is. We're going green this time by 3 laps to go.
Thank goodness it's only 3 laps. I can't hold my breath much longer.
There's only going to be 3 laps to go here in segment number 2. $100 on the line. Who wants it most? Here they come through turns 3 and 4. That iRacing Chevy Silverado is going to make the hard left-hand turn. Field now at the mercy of Octavio Rondoletto. They come down towards the flag stand, and the green flag's in the air. They're down and away, and Rondoletto got Jalbert sleeping a little bit, but Jalbert with a nice head of steam.
They stay even as they head into turns number 1 and 2. Looks like Rondoletto was a little bit late on that restart. Both of them, according to the iRacing replay flag we have on the screen. Turpin, meanwhile, changes lanes. He goes from high to low. He's got the room. He's up to 3rd. They're a little bit loose in that battle for the race lead. I think Rondoletto washed up the track just a little bit. And look who else you got in the picture. JB Smooth, Jonathan Schwartz. The leaders make contact. They're banging quarter panels into turn 3, Pete.
Yeah, Schwartz says, peace out, Girl Scouts. Schwartz to the top spot as they're coming to 2 laps to go in segment number 2. And JB Smooth, in typical JB Smooth fashion, we haven't said his name all night. The money's on the line, and it's showtime for the driver of the 0-1. However, he's going to have to try to hold off a pack of hungry hounds for 2 laps.
2 laps to go here in stage number 2. 3 by 3, nearly a 4-wide situation. Yes, it is. Send it on in. That's Aiden McConaughey looking for second as Edwards all the way up to the attic of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Very dicey for the race lead. Matt Bear in the equation right now. But still, down the back straightaway, it's Jonathan Schwartz down to the lead with a battle for second behind him.
McConaughey was barely holding it through 2. He was almost completely sideways on the bottom. It looked like he clipped the apron as John Schwartz is now having to make that car 2 and 3 wide. But McConaughey struggling. He went backwards, and now the Schwartz is with him.
Schwartz, you need to get blocked that high line. He does. He blocks Jalbert, gives him a shove. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Matthew Bear drops off.
Like the move there by John Schwartz to change lanes, but it's now 3 wide for second. Here comes Luke Turpin down to the bottom. Lost a chance at $50 in segment 1. He wants $100, but now Jalbert wants to win stages 1 and 2. He's loose off the corner. They're side by side for the lead. Ron Delano wants a chance at a Petey take us home in stage 2.
Schwartz on the Superman. Jalbert's high side. They make contact. They they're 4 wide. Here they come up the corner. Superman. Can Schwartz get back to him? Schwartz have a chance. Off the corner. Edwards shoves Schwartz up the hill. Who's it? Edwards takes the $100 by about a foot.
Oh, they're wrecking nearly at turn 1.
They all hang on. Everyone saves it. And Austin Edwards, just with a daring move, there wasn't a hole, Marty. He just shoved the 01 out of the way and said, I want it.
It was a carbon copy, pretty much, of the open finish, but they were 5 wide to the end. The best finish to a segment we've had, no doubt about it, and Austin Edwards got it done. The margin .028 over Luke Turpin. Doug, I don't know how Edwards did it.
I'm rewatching it because I still don't know how he did it there. I don't know how he had the momentum. I think the 3 guys that were on the bottom, it's so crazy to say that they were 5 wide there. The 3 guys on the bottom were all so busy pinching each other down there that it just allowed him to, they all lost a little momentum. He managed to pick it up, and there they went. He got up there and got that stage win. Congratulations to him. That was 5 wide. Wow.
Absolutely absurd.
That was epic. And Marty, I believe you're now caught up with the winner of stage number 2, Austin Edwards.
Austin Edwards, the mic is yours. How the hell did you win that stage, my man?
I'm still trying to figure it out. My heart's sitting here racing. I was probably 7th or 8th place going down the back straightaway, and then Jalbert and Schwartz had a little rough up going into the 3, and there was just an opportunity. And to be honest, I do feel a little bad. I did have to give John Schwartz a little bit of door out of turn 4 to get to the outside of Turpin and take it home. But man, that was a chaotic last lap right there. Take up the $100.
Yeah. Second question: what you gonna do with that $100?
Well, I did buy myself a $600 Ford Ranger from 1988 about a month ago, and it needs some serious help. So I'm probably going to put it into some sort of fuel pump or gasket set, or something that'll just keep it running.
So now you move to last for stage 3. What's the game plan now? Hang out in the back until 10 laps to go, or do you move all the way up to the front early on?
It depends on what the packs do. Obviously, in that last run, the pack's kind of separated in the beginning of the run, and if one pack loses the front pack's draft, you're just never going to catch it back up. So if everyone stays bunched up, I'll stay back and be patient, but I prefer to be midfield, hopefully in a safe place once we get going here. So
Yeah, Edwards, good luck the rest of the way, man.
All right, thank you.
Austin Edwards, your segment 2 winner. Everyone coming down pit road, and this should... Sorry about that. Was hearing Tyler McRae's radio, and he was freaking out at someone for some reason. I don't know what it was, but my goodness, Petey, stage number 3 is about to go down.
Yes, it is. And we actually have a couple cars here that are going to be getting wave arounds. One of them, Kenny Tripp's going to get back onto the lead lap. And Jordan Babinger, with his wave around, he's going to get back to just 2 laps down. So if we saw maybe if there's 2 cautions in the last stage, Babinger's not out of it. That car still is pretty well intact. So we have 18 cars on the lead lap, and then Babinger, with some help, could get back up there. But still, 18 cars left to duel. Here are the 18 names that you're going to need to know. The 18 guys left in the fight for this. So you have Austin Edwards, who won stage number 2. Then you have the Tuna Fish, Jeff Edgar, winner of the Open. You have Tyler McRae in the 99, still alive. Genghis, Alex Gangler, Octavio Rondoletto, the 06 of Big John Friley, the 19 of Matthew Bear, the 04 of the Weapon, Tyler Jalbert, stage 1 winner, the 57 of Chase Johnson, the 01 of John Schwartz, the 22 of Sean Patrick. You have Pat Sullivan still is in this. Blake Wynn is still in this as well. Aiden McConaughey still alive and well in this thing. Tyler Batchelder, Brandon Varney, Luke Turpin, and Kenny Tripp are the guys we have left to duel for the butt kicker.
It's going to be absolutely crazy, Doug, and a bunch of names we have not talked about yet today. They've stayed quiet. They're outside of the top 6, and now they've got a chance to be out front for the final 25, or final 20, I should say.
Yeah, that it was a little surprising. We suddenly saw John Schwartz come shooting up the middle there. He got up to the lead briefly and thought he was going to pull that one off from about 5th or 6th the lap before. Several new names up at the front, though. Gangler, Friley, Matt Bear. Patrick Sullivan's been in and out of the top 10 all night. And Cole Patrick, he was in the top 10 early in the first stage, but really wasn't a factor in the second stage. And now here he is. I guess he wants a butt kicker tonight, too.
Apparently so, as we are very excited to see how this one's going to end up playing out in the finish. Car to watch out for, though. The guy starting in first right now, the Tuna Fish, Jeff Edgar. He won the Open by hanging out back all day and making some daring moves at the end to win that thing. We haven't said his name this entire race, but there that car is in pristine shape without a scratch on it. Keep an eye on the 05. I don't think he's going to stay up here and lead, but if he just lingers around back in the top 10 somewhere, don't be surprised if he brings that same strategy from the Open to the All-Star.
I'll tell you this. Tyler McRae is actually, I'm listening to Will PD right now. He's actually reading some funny messages here, PD. PD, take us through the starting lineup here as we go back to green.
Yeah, here's the starting order. Jeff Edgar will be in first, Tyler McRae in second, Genghis Alex Gangler will be in third, fourth is going to be John Friley, fifth will be Matthew Bear, sixth will be Pat Sullivan, seventh will be Sean Patrick, 8th will be Brandon Varney, 9th will be John Schwartz, and rounding out the top 10 will be the 04 The Weapon, Tyler Jalbert.
11th spot will be Aiden McConaughey, 12th Octavio Rondoletto, 13th Luke Turpin, 14th Austin Edwards, 15th Chase Johnson, 16th is Tyler Batchelder, and this is going to be a fun battle in stage number 3. I believe we've got 16 drivers, maybe 17 drivers that are on the lead lap and could have a chance to win it here. I thought we had half the field already taken out, but no, we have not. It's just been an absolutely crazy race, Doug. Final thoughts before we go back to green.
Well, you mentioned 17 cars on the lead lap. You've got a half dozen or so still one or more laps down, but the way things have been going in these, some of these guys could be back in play. If a caution comes in, they get waved back around. We could have a few more cars out here. I think things are about to get really heated up. A lot of the guys want that butt kicker, and they're going to go out there and give it their all. I think we have actually probably seen the last of the tame racing. I think it's going to be full send from the green flag all the way around.
I have to interrupt real quick, so that's got some wonderful information. So apparently in Discord, if you hover your mouse over a channel, you can see what's happening in that channel. And I can tell you that right now, Tyler Jalbert is listening to a bunch of 80s rock and Spotify while he's out there in the car right now. So if anyone was curious what goes through the weapons helmet while he races, right now I just heard him listening to Real Gone from the Car soundtrack, and now he's on to Ride It by Regard.
Ding, ding, ding. Jeff Edgar, your race leader. His sponsor, Tri-E Inc., building walk-in coolers and freezers for grocery stores and big box stores in the southeastern United States, covering a geographical area from Florida to Texas to Virginia. They are an excellent source for installation, repair, and maintenance. Contact them at tryieinc@gmail.com. So the reason why the caution was extended is because Blake Wynn just had to catch up with the pack. I believe he got an EOL penalty and then pitted late in the going just so he could remain in the back of the field. So, here we go to go back to the green flag. McRae and Edgar, row one. They fire off the green flag, and McRae cannot pass the leader. Row two, Alex Gingler and John Friley in the picture. Row three, Matt Bear, Patrick Sullivan. Row four, Sean Patrick, Jonathan Schwartz. Row five, it's Brandon Varney and Tyler Batchelder. Here we go. Barney the flagman, ready to wave the green. And it's 19 laps to go in stage 3. Who's going to win a butt kicker?
Wow, great start on the outside for Tyler McRae. That outside lane was moving. Genghis got right up on his bumper and gave him the momentum he needed. It's going to be McRae with the advantage at the start-finish line. Here comes Edgar, though, back on the inside. He has some good help on the inside from that 82 car of Gangler. That's actually Friley on the outside in the fourth position. And Gangler now peeks to the inside of the tuna fish. Gangler trying to take that position away. It's going to be 3 abreast now as McRae makes it 3 wide. They're wasting no time, Marty.
E-Money looking on the outside of Big John Frawley and Genghis Khan on the bottom with Matt Bear behind him. It's 3 wide for second, but McRae looking for the lead. Patrick Sullivan in the picture as well. Off of turn 4, nearly 3 wide with John Frawley in the middle. And it's single file amongst the top 2. Now Matt Bear below the white line. Slingshot again. Oh, McRae gets turned. McRae's upside down. Car's upside down. It's John Frawley. Yellow lights are on once again. Schwartz gets a piece of it. Same with Kendrick Fryerley in the aftermath. Blake Wynn into the outside wall. 5 cars involved, but Tyler McRae barrel rolling in the infield grass. Doug, what happened?
It looked like McRae thought he had a little more room below him than he actually did. He started to move down, caught the car to the inside. We'll take a look at it from a different angle, but the first shot of it, it just looked like he came down looking for some room that wasn't there, and the car to the inside had just slid up a little bit, and he ends up barrel rolling through the infield.
Yeah, John Friley got a bad piece of that, too.
Yeah, there was a great job by a lot of these guys managing to avoid that, as he was completely sideways right in the middle of that pack, and only 2 or 3 cars really got a piece of it, so hopefully a lot of these guys will still be able to be out here.
Big storyline here. This will put Jordan Babinger back to just 1 lap down. Kenny Tripp will get back on the lead lap. Remember, Babinger was racing for the lead before he got laps down from damage. That car no longer has damage. He's gotten it entirely fixed. If Babinger gets back on the lead lap, that'd be huge.
That'd be big there. I gotta tell you, I'm watching Brandon Varney's on board. How close he got to the 06. I don't know how he missed that wreck with no damage at all. So update here, by the way. Tyler McRae given an EOL penalty. No surprise there. And let me tell you something once again. Jalbert and Soper are bringing out the boxing gloves right now. A lot of trash talking going on between the two in the Discord chat. Oh boy, keep them away from each other next week when we're at Michigan for a points race.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll have to see if those two will still carry it over from the All-Star race. They're definitely not too happy with each other right now. So Tyler McRae does get the EOL on that one, as I believe Marty mentioned. And now Kenny Tripp gets the wave around. 12 cars back on the lead lap, so we have 18 on the lead lap. Babinger gets wave around. He's going to be back just 1 lap down. Also getting a wave around Stephen Rex. He's going to be 8 laps down. He's really not a factor. Babinger is really the only one that's still within striking distance of the lead lap that's not on it. At the time of caution, though, Matthew Bear was the leader. Alex Gangler was second. Edgar was third. We're going to have a restart with about 15 laps to go. Now, some of these guys that have just been coming up through the field all day long, Doug, I want to bring you in for this. Some of the guys like Edwards and Turpin and them that have just been breaking their way through the field all day long, they've had an easy time because they've just been able to pass these guys that aren't trying to fight until the end. The problem is now guys like Matt Bear, Alex Gangler, Jeff Edgar, Sean Patrick, Pat Sullivan, Now that they're up front, it's that last segment, they're not going to roll over this time. They're going to fight these guys, and it's probably going to be a lot more intense than we've seen all night.
Well, yeah, you look at a guy like Jeff Edgar. He has not been a factor really all night, and now he's up into third place after starting in 26th. And Aiden McConaughey, he's been just outside the top 10. Octavio Rondoletto's been back and forth. Luke Turpin. So these guys that have been up here, and they've been in the top 10, but they've been playing it kind of safe up until the end of the stages. They've got all these fast guys like Gilbert, Austin, Wynn, all these guys behind them that are going to come through. It is not going to be easy. These guys are not, they're obviously, nobody's playing it safe at this point. So I think you're going to see a lot more aggressive driving out of everybody, but I think some of these guys like Austin Edwards, like you said, they're going to have a heck of a time just trying to break into the top 10, much less get up there to the lead. And I think the only way it's going to happen is going to be below that white line or right up on the wall, and I think we're going to see a lot more bumping and banging.
So let's reset the field. PD just mentioned Tyler McRae, EOL, Kenny Tripp, Jordan Babinger, Steven Rex. Get waved around the pace car. Let's reset the field. Matt Bear, Alex Gingler in row 1. Row number 2, Jeff Edgar and Patrick Sullivan. Row 3, Sean Patrick and Brandon Varney. Row 4, it's Aiden McConaughey, Octavio Rondoletto. Row 5, Luke Turpin, Tyler Gelbert. Row number 6, it's Austin Edwards and Blake Wynn. Row 7, Chase Johnson, John Fraley. Row 8, Tyler Batchelder and Jonathan Schwartz. Pace truck pulling into pit road. Matt Bear, Alex Gingler, the front row. Drivers that were quiet in segments 1 and 2 with the chance to win a butt kicker game or two. We are back to green with 15 laps to go.
15 laps to go, and here we go. Nice jump on the inside. That outside lane with Genghis didn't really go. Already making a move is Pat Sullivan. He's thinking about going to the outside of Genghis, but Genghis gets a run. Tyler Jalbert already in a 3-wide situation with Octavio Rondoletto and Aiden McConaughey. Getting dicey so quick here. Genghis will recover now, and he's going to slide the line behind Matt Bear. He now peeks to the outside. They're side by side for the lead, already 4 wide. This is getting tight. Octavio gets a hit. 2 cars go around. Sean Patrick wrecks hard into the inside wall. McConaughey saves it. No caution. Patrick's the only victim.
Nicely heating up. We're 3 wide. Matt Bear on the bottom. Patrick Sullivan up top. Alex Gingler is in the middle. The Oscar Mayer machines are trying to work together on the top side. Side by side off of turn 4. Rondoletto in the picture. Does he go 3 wide? Works with Genghis Khan, and it's Gingler at the stripe.
He does go 3 wide. He darts up the middle, and he's going to have help as now Brandon Varney tries to dart up the middle. Wide for the top spot. Genghis led last time by, and it is that 77 machine of Octavio Rondoletto. He's cruising that thing in the middle line, and he has the nose ahead. Here we go now. Varney, we didn't talk about him much in segment 2. He's showing his head again here in segment number 3 as Genghis on the high line with help from Pat Sullivan is making it exciting, and they are 3 by 3 by 3 right now as this is getting dicey.
It's tough to see which line has the advantage, but it could be the low line. Matt Bear, John Fraley, and Luke Turpin working all together. On the middle side, Octavio Rondoletto, Brandon Varney, Tyler Jalbert, Blake Wynn. Top side is Alex Gingler, Patrick Sullivan. Jalbert shifts up the top side. We are 4 wide for position number 4.
Yeah, those wiener cars are getting exciting. Here we go. 4 wide for into the outside. Jalbert with a power move to the top spot. Him and Genghis gets tight. Genghis gets into his door. The weapon saves it. The weapon hangs on. Genghis is going to lose a little bit of ground there. They're now 2 wide for the lead, 3 wide for third. Great racing all around. Here comes Blake Wynn. Pinball throws his name back in the hat.
You know, it's worth noting that all 3 of those Wienermobiles, they were in an earlier wreck. To see them all, and they all took varying degrees of damage. One of them ended up on his lid, and yet all 3 of them are right back up here, and the 4th one is not far behind.
One driver, I believe, that was on his roof is Kenny Tripp, and he is in the back of the pack. We are 3 wide. We are 4 wide. We're nearly 5 wide for the lead, Petey.
But it's Genghis on the high side. Genghis clears Rondoletto. Genghis to the lead. Genghis with a nice move to get down in the line, and Alex Gangler gets loose. He gets loose on his own. Rondoletto dices back up. The weapon gets so loose, he saves it. Everyone misses them. They're 4 wide. They're all over the racetrack. They're 3 wide for second. It doesn't get better than this, Marty.
How the heck did everyone save it? I do not know. They keep them straight. Bear looks to the inside on Rondelletto. He's up to his door, down to the bottom of the racetrack. He has barely not much hope compared to Brandon Varney pushing Octavio Rondelletto. Coming to the stripe. It is an 11-lap shootout for a butt kick or two. Contact for the race lead as here comes Varney.
On the high side, Bear down low, Rondelletto in the sucker hole. They are dicey all over the place right now. There's still 14 cars within spitting distance right now. This is far from over. 11 laps to go in the All-Star race. These guys are going at it like there's 2 laps to go. It doesn't get any better than this. Doug Burns, how long do you think they can go without wrecking?
I'm surprised with the saves we saw just a few minutes ago. I just caught my breath. The weapon managed to save it. I thought when the weapon got sideways, it was over. These guys are 3 wide into the turns. The guys on the bottom keep getting loose, and I'm watching right now, waiting for it to happen again. It's only a matter of time before it does happen. We've got Matt Bear now down under the white line, trying to block the run from behind, and they're 3 wide. They're about to go 4 wide. They're 5 wide right back there in about the 3rd row.
To go to the parking lot, there's no way they can keep going like this. Turpin with 10 to go with a power move. He's now on the high side for the lead. It's Bear down low, Rondelletto in the middle, Turpin up top. They are 3 by 3, and then they're just a cluster behind them. It's a mess. There's still 14 guys dueling for the win as they come down into turn 3.
All under a hornet's nest as they are 3 wide into turn number 3. No, give it up. All these drivers refusing to lose. We are 3 wide. We are 4 wide. Contact on the bottom. There they go. Sullivan and McConaughey. What a save by the 2 as they back out of the pack.
But they're going to be out of contention. They lost the draft. That's 2 that are going to drop, and John Schwartz in a dangerous situation. He needs to grab the draft or he'll be done as they go 3 wide into turn number 1. This is still oh so tight up front. They might still wreck. You got to remember that. But if they get to 5 to go, it's a race. It's official as they are 4 wide. Edwards, haven't said his name yet this segment. He throws his name back into the mix. He makes it 4 wide on that way high side. He's coming up front. He might make it 4 wide for the lead down into turn 3.
4 wide for the lead into turn 3. Petey with win and Varney pushing the top 2. Near contact between Rondelletto and Bear. They're 4 wide for 3rd. That's 2 of the best dueling out for the race lead off of turn 4. It's getting very tight, very close, very anxious. It's going to be 8 laps to go here at the stripe.
They're still 4 wide.
Oh, go ahead, Doug.
No, they're still 4 wide. They are not given any room here. We saw Matt Bear and that whole group down there, the 4 cars down there on the bottom 2 rows, they were beating and banging each other down the front straightaway. Every single one of those cars made contact. They're still 4 wide through turns 1 and 2, and you can see the handling is starting to go away on some of these guys. They're just slipping and sliding everywhere.
Right now, these drivers are asking for a wreck as they go into turn 3. Look at the push by the weapon for Austin Edwards. The first place ace to the lead for right now. Nearly 5 wide for the lead in turn 4. They are duking at it here in Michigan. The crowd on their feet.
There's 12 drivers still in contention. Look at this, Marty. They are 4 wide. It's Edwards at the stripe that time by 5 wide. The weapon sticks his nose in there. They're going to sort it out for the time being. 7 laps to go. If they make it back around 2 more times, there won't be a caution in this thing. They are just casually driving 4 wide around the speedway right now. It is now Edwards versus Turpin for the top spot. The weapon's looking on. Rondelletto's looking on. And you know what I love about this, Marty? The guys 1 through 4th right now, those are truly the 4 best drivers in Xcal we're watching duel for this win.
No question about it, Petey. Doug Burns, I'll bring you in here. Obviously, you want to be in this pack. But do you want to be in the front of the pack, or do you want to be actually hold that thought? We got trouble. Rondelletto loose. I want to save. Almost puts Matt there. They come to 6 laps to go.
Oh my God, Rondelletto, I do not know how he saved that. He was completely sideways, managed the transition down on, I don't know if the transition helped him or hurt him down onto the apron, but he saved it and stays in the lead draft. I imagine he's going to come back up. And to answer your question, I don't think it's safe anywhere in this lead pack. I don't think being up front's going to matter. You're still going to get bumped. In the back, you might get caught in it. It's just as they start to look 3 and 4 wide again for the in lead, it's 3 wide, and then they're 4 wide back behind them. I don't think there's anywhere safe on this track right now.
No question about it. You've got Edwards that clears Bear for the lead. Turpin and Bear, the Aaron Hillebush Racing teammates, battling for second position. Here they come to the line. Going to be 5 laps to go. The race is officially on. We're going 3 wide for the race lead. 5 laps left, 10 miles.
5 laps to go from the Irish Hills of Michigan, and it's anyone's all-star event. 12 of the best in iRacing street stock racing set to duel it out, and there's a lap car in this pack 2 of Kendrick Pryor who could be a factor. They're dueling. They are 3 wide at times. 3 wide for the lead down the backstretch with 5 to go. Rondoletto looking for a hole to make it 4 wide. He says, never mind, Luke Turpin. I'll give Superman a shove down into turn 3.
This is anyone's race. And Tandeman on the bottom. Matt Bear, Blake Wynn in the middle. Luke Turpin and Octavio Rondoletto. Austin Edwards he left out to dry. Nowhere to go off of turn number 4. It's going to be 4 laps to go with the stripe. They are 3 wide for the 6th spot. As Bear and Turpin side by side for the race lead. 4 laps remain.
4 laps remain, and this is getting hairy. This is oh so tight right now. Turpin on the high side. He's fighting back. They're 4 wide behind him right now. Don't worry about that, though. It's all about the battle for the butt kicker gamer unit. It is Turpin now getting that side draft run off the 19 of Matt Bear. A lot of help from that 77 of Rondoletto. A little bit squirrely there off the corner. Too much of a shove. And Turpin with a little bit of a nose ahead. Here comes Edwards back in the 3rd line.
Car that lets the leaders go by. Patrick Sullivan, very respectful class act by the driver of the 16. Matt Bear about a car length lead over Luke Turpin with the push coming from Blake Wynn. It's going to be 3 laps to go this time by Jeff Edgar in the equation now in stage 3. We're 3 wide for second spot, 3 laps remain.
It's
laps
worth
to go.
noting.
This is oh so dicey. As here we go. Edwards gets a push. Doug, go ahead.
It's worth noting, no matter what happens from here, there will not be a caution. So these guys, they are driving, they are leaning and banging on each other all the way around the track. There is contact at every moment, and yet they're not letting up one bit. They know if they wreck, they are out. They're done. So these guys are going for it as Rondoletto jumps back to the lead, Petey.
Into turn.
You're the weapon now, Marty.
Petey, there's 3 wide into the corner. Matt Bear, Luke Turpin stuck in the middle. Rondoletto up top. Bear with a push from Wynn. Jumper in the middle. Edwards on the top side. Popsicle sticks up in the air. The teammates make contact off of turn 4. Oh my goodness, it is getting very dicey for the lead.
Popsicle sticks in the air. They are 3 abreast in the All-Star race. The best in the business set to duel. They touch. They get loose. They're 4 wide. This is getting really dicey. Genghis all by himself. The 4th line. Can he make it work up there? It's Genghis in the 4th line. He's starting to get that line to move. Here they come off the corner. They settle down to 2 wide. 1 car spins. That's Tyler Batchelder. He is out of the equation now. They are 3 wide down into turn 3 as they come towards the white flag, Marty.
Luke Turpin, Octavio Rondoletto of the top 5 have won this season. The rest of the 3 have yet to win an Xcal competition this season. Turpin moves jumping off the track, rolls reverse from Lanier, jumping around, getting close to the wall. Here they come. White flag, 1 lap to go.
Lap to go. Rondoletto with a big side draft now on Matthew Bear. This is still anyone's race. Bear trying to hold on, looking for a hole there. Edgar, he is right there in the battle, just like the Open. Can he make the same move he made? The Open contender, Jeff Edgar, goes to the high side. They get loose around him. Edgar now up in that 3rd lane by himself. They come down the backstretch. They are 3 wide. They are 4 wide as here he comes up the middle. A car coming late into the equation. Here's the 454 of Luke Turpin down into turn 3, 4 abreast.
Turpin winning last week at Lanier. He wants a butt kicker. Matt Bear gets a butt kick from Blake Wynn. They're all off the track. They're all dicey back for position. It's Blake Wynn versus Matt Bear. John Schwartz a little bit loose. They're all wrecking behind him. Here they come. Start finish line final time. Blake Wynn. Matt Bear. Blake Wynn.
It's Blake Wynn by 8 1/1000ths of a second. He beat Matthew Bear.
Is it safe to breathe again?
Oh my
goodness. Wins the butt kicker gamer 2 in the Xcal All-Star race. What a finish between him and Bear. Schwartz 3rd, Turpin 4th, and Varney comes home in 5th. Oh my goodness, I need to take a breather. Doug, I'm just going to have you take the replay and see What happened in turns 3 and 4 amongst the leaders that sent everyone sideways?
They are leaning on each other. It looked like the 77 just got a little bump and he drifted up, and that's when everything started. And then he came back up. He'd actually saved the car again, came back up and caught another car, and everybody just went sideways, trying to get several different angles on this one, as that was a bit wild. Looked like the 01 was pushing on the 7. The 01 hit the 77, and that's what started it. He was trying to give him a bump, and the 77 comes back up, collects the 420 and the 05 there.
Yeah, John Schwartz, I think if he could have made a move to the middle, he might have had a shot at that thing, but he tried to dice down low, and there was just really no momentum down there. But Blake Wynn, first back to the start-finish line. And now, Doug, I believe you're caught up on pit road with our third-place finisher tonight, Jonathan Schwartz.
Hey, John Schwartz, this is Doug in the booth. You got me, buddy?
I got you.
Hey, man, great third-place finish. You had a heck of a run there at the end, just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, it was a super fun race overall. I mean, I was just, I was worried about this race for like a whole week, and I was just like shaking the whole race. Just, I wanted something so bad, and I felt at the end of the second stage, I had a really good shot. I was leading the pack, and I was just trying to look in my mirrors, trying to find the lane to go for to block, and I thought that the second lane was the best lane to block, and I just couldn't judge it in the second stage, and I thought I had a really good shot, so that one really hurt. And at the end of this final, like the last few laps there, I knew track position was just gonna be super crucial. And I felt like being in the fourth row near the end, I just had to gain a lot of spots. If I could have been like one row higher, I think I might have been able to get a better run. I was just kind of lucky there, like when the crashes happened, just being in the right lane, and I just wasn't sure if there was a lane available on the high side, nor whether I even had the run anyways. But I mean, if this was just a normal race, I'd be stoked with a third place finish, and just to be able to show off my sponsors, First and 15 and GTR Simulators, Phoenix 7 Racing, and I hope all these guys from Phoenix 7 hopefully are watching this, and I was able to put on a good show. I really wanted the checkered flag in one of those stages, or just the win, but I tried my best, and I guess that's all I can ask for.
Man, you did do your best. You did put on a great show for your sponsors tonight. Congratulations. That was a heck of a run.
Thank you very much, guys.
All right. Well, that was our third-place finisher, Jonathan Schwartz. And now a little bit further down pit road, I think that Marty is caught up with the his good friend Matthew Bear from last evening.
Yeah, Matt, great run from you in segment number 3. I gotta ask, though, was there anything maybe you could have done differently to try and get 8 1,000ths of a second by Blake Wynn?
Yeah, not get ran over going into the middle of 3 right there by the 81. That's what caused all that incident to happen right there. So, I mean, he's got to know when to push and when not to push. I mean, that's what happens when you get inexperienced guys, don't know what they're doing up there, pushing in the middle of the corner. It's going to happen.
I mean, yeah, I definitely understand the frustration, man, but final lap, going for it all. The bump and run in the final turn. Do you feel like you were raced fair enough there, or not really?
I think what I just said spoke enough right there. I mean, you want to bump and run, that's cool, because guess what? I raced the way you raced me, so.
Anyone you want to thank for your second place run?
Yeah, I mean, I just got to thank everybody that puts this show on. Butt Kicker, Tri Inc. I know I'm missing a few right now, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Just a little frustrated, you know.
All right, Matt. Great run. We'll see you next week in the points race.
Thank you.
All right, Petey, let's send it down to you. You've got our race winner. We go to victory lane. Blake Pinball Wynn takes the butt kicker home.
Yes, he does. And we're down here in victory lane. The champagne, well, he's 14. We got the grape juice flying and the confetti's dropping. Blake Wynn, take us through that last corner. We saw you use a little bit of a bump and run move there to get around Matt Bear. What was going through your head coming to the checkered flag in the Xcal All-Star race?
Well, I knew that I was going to have to do something because I didn't want to be the bridesmaid in that race. So I knew I was going to have to make some sort of win or move right there. So I gave him a little bump. I pushed him all the way in the corner to get him clear of the people outside. He opened the door up for me. I went by, and when he tried to side draft me down the straightaway, I went all the way to the bottom so he couldn't get side draft. And I got a tiny bump from the person behind me. Don't know what car that was. but that was such a close finish.
So,
Blake win.
actually, I
Or-
want to ask you this real quick, Blake. So, Bear was just in here. He said he wasn't happy at the move you made, so you're saying you got bumped from behind that led him into you?
No, I pushed him a little bit, like I was, and he opened the door, and I went by, and I didn't let him side draft me down.
To be honest with you, Blake, I wouldn't sweat that one too much. It's come to the checkered
Same.
flag in the All-Star race. Everything's on the line there. But Blake, I want to ask you this question because I know that for the Gas and Go Racing team, you guys don't have the setup help and some of the funding that some of these bigger teams have, and it makes it a struggle to get the big top 5 runs on some of the shorter tracks where setup help is so crucial. So for you guys to get the win in an All-Star race and a restrictor plate race where truly everyone has an equal opportunity, just how big and how cool is that for you to get that win for Gas and Go?
That's awesome. At the beginning of the season, I knew that super speedways were definitely gonna be my thing because I'm not the greatest at setup. I haven't even had iRacing. Well, I've had it just for a full year now, and I've only been making setups since I started Xcal. So that's pretty awesome right there.
All right. Well, Blake, winner of the 2021 Xcal All-Star Race, your name goes up next to Michael Cozy Jr. as one of 2 winners of Xcal All-Star Racing events. So before we let you go and celebrate an awesome night with your team, who do you got to thank for sponsors, crew, and teammates on that 81 car?
First off, I gotta thank my parents, Kinetic Racing Chassis, Mahane's Motorsports, Easy Cuts Tire Solutions, Higgy's House of Power, even though he didn't power this victory. And then I gotta go to Platinum Lures, which is my company. Everybody go check that out and buy up some fishing lures. That would really help me out. I gotta thank Gangler so much for the opportunity to ride this year and just let me run every race.
And Blake, I got to ask you, are you excited to try out that butt kicker you're about to get?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm sure I won't go to sleep too early.
All right, well, that's Blake Wynn, winner of the 2021 Xcal All-Star Race in the 81 car. So Marty and Doug, we conclude an epic All-Star race. Here's some statistics. We had 3 cautions, 37 lead changes, and 15 different leaders in this event. And what was just truly an epic event, we saw 3 different winners in all 3 different segments, and each segment had its own thrilling finish.
It was absolutely an insane race, Petey. Photo finishes throughout every single stage. You couldn't even call stage 2 or the finish of this race until you got to the start-finish line. And then when we came to the final lap, the final turn, if you wanted to win that butt kicker, you may have had to kick the butt of the car in front of you. And I don't blame Blake Wynn. Because I mean, I know he's trying. He wants to win himself. Bump drafting a little risky in the corners, but Bear did a nice job driving that thing, keeping that thing straight, and saving it. And
Marty, you're coming with a checkered flag in the All-Star race. So.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely. And Blake Wynn gets the job done. Absolutely an insane finish. What a day! What a week! Big shout out to Xcal for putting this on. Well done event.
And Doug, some thoughts from you about this race?
I was holding my breath a lot of that race. I mean, it was just, you see a lot of Daytona and Talladega 2 and 3 wide racing, but it's not often you see 5 wide racing down the front straightaway, especially at a track like Michigan. But here we were, 4 wide through the corners, sometimes 5 wide through the corners, and guys holding it. And times we really thought there should have been a wreck, everybody managed to save it, and just a truly impressive spectacle put on by all these guys. A great racing by everyone. Just quite a show tonight.
I'm going to give you a fun fact here real quick, Petey. While going frame by frame on the finish, it is too close to call. You go to the next frame, both of those cars have already crossed the start-finish line.
Yeah, that is something that if Matthew Bear wanted to, he could ask Xcal for an official review. Xcal is willing to review finishes to races if they believe the iRacing scoring was wrong, but he only has a half hour to get that protest in, and I don't expect the finish to be protested. We'll just have to see what happens. But Marty is right. It is very, very, very close. And you can almost argue that Matthew Bear crosses the line at the same time. But that's another conversation for another day. Blake Wynn, winner of the 2021 Xcal All-Star Race. My name is PDJ Zell. the voice of Xcal Racing. Thank you to Marty Xcal for joining me alongside, and he will be on the track next week in the 03 car in the points race in Michigan. As always, a big thank you to Doug Burns and the team at How to Suck at iRacing for making things happen. Doug, without you, we would just be a bunch of foolish voices talking to nobody. Thank you to Aaron Hilbush and everyone at Xcal Racing who makes these great events possible. Thank you to Bowen Smith, the admin who makes the calls for these drivers. And, of course, congratulations to Blake Wynn, the 2020 Xcal All-Star Racing. We'll see you next week, my friends. Same time, same place, Michigan Speedway.